Welcome to Results Rebooted, where we explore wisdom for a life of purpose and peace. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful Stoic teachings, the belief that virtue is the highest good. Before we begin, please take a moment to click the like button and subscribe to this channel for more videos on philosophy and personal growth. It helps the channel, and you'll never miss out on new insights. Let me ask you a question. What do you think it means to live a good life? Is it about material success or something deeper? Take a moment to reflect on that and feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. In this video, we'll explore the Stoic understanding of virtue, why the Stoics believed it was the highest good, and how these teachings can guide us toward inner peace, resilience, and a life of meaning. Let's embark on this journey together through the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca. For the Stoics, the foundation of a good life begins with virtue. But what exactly did they mean by this? Virtue wasn't simply about performing good deeds or being kind. In the Stoic tradition, it referred to achieving moral excellence, living in accordance with nature, and developing one's character to its highest potential. It was a lifelong journey, requiring us to align our actions with reason and the greater good. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers, often wrote about the importance of virtue in his meditations. Imagine him, an emperor, surrounded by wealth and power. Yet, he spent his nights writing about humility, self-discipline, and the importance of remaining calm in the face of adversity. Marcus believed that living a life guided by virtue would bring the most lasting fulfillment, no matter what challenges arose. Epictetus, another prominent Stoic, taught that we must focus only on what is within our control. Our thoughts, our actions, our intentions. External things, like wealth, fame, or even our physical health, are ultimately beyond our control. He emphasized that true peace comes from controlling our inner world, rather than being consumed by external events. Imagine yourself now facing a difficult situation. Pause for a moment. What would it feel like to focus solely on what is within your control, letting go of everything else? The Stoics identified 4 primary virtues that encapsulate their approach to living well. Let's break them down. Wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to know what is good, bad, and indifferent. It's the key to making rational decisions, understanding that true happiness comes from within, not from external circumstances. Picture yourself making a difficult decision. Wisdom would guide you to think carefully, avoid rushing, and choose what aligns with your core values. Courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. It's the strength to face challenges head-on, whether they are physical, emotional, or moral. Imagine a time when you felt afraid, perhaps before speaking in public or confronting a difficult truth. Courage allows you to move forward, despite the fear. Justice. Justice goes beyond legal fairness. It's about treating others with kindness, compassion, and respect. Stoics believe that we are all part of a greater whole, and that true justice requires us to care for others as we care for ourselves. Imagine a moment when someone wronged you. How could you apply justice, not through vengeance, but through fairness and understanding? Temperance. Temperance is about balance, practicing self-control and moderation. Whether it's controlling our emotions or avoiding overindulgence in pleasures, temperance helps us live a life that's neither too extreme nor too passive. Think of a time when you indulged a bit too much, whether in food, drink, or leisure. Temperance reminds us to enjoy life's pleasures in moderation, without being controlled by them. These 4 virtues, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, are the pillars of Stoic thought. Together, they form the foundation of a life led by virtue. Now that we understand the Stoic virtues, how can we apply them in our daily lives? Stoicism is not just a theory. It's meant to be practiced every day, in even the smallest moments. Let's start with wisdom. Imagine you're at work and a colleague takes credit for something you've done. You feel anger rising, but instead of reacting impulsively, you pause. You recognize that while you can't control your colleague's behavior, you can control how you respond. This is wisdom in action, choosing to respond thoughtfully rather than emotionally. Next, let's look at courage. Picture yourself facing a personal challenge. a difficult conversation, a fear of failure, or an overwhelming task. Courage doesn't mean you're without fear. It means you move forward despite the fear, trusting in your ability to handle the situation. What might courage look like for you today? When it comes to justice, the Stoics remind us that we are all connected. Let's say you see someone being treated unfairly. Justice calls on you to stand up for what's right, not out of anger or self-interest, but because it's the virtuous thing to do. How might you apply justice in your relationships or community? Finally, consider temperance. You've had a long day, and you feel tempted to overindulge in food or distractions. Temperance isn't about depriving yourself, but about practicing moderation. By exercising self-control, you maintain balance and prevent excess from controlling your life. Each day provides countless opportunities to practice these virtues. The more we align ourselves with them, the more we build inner strength and resilience. One of the most powerful lessons of Stoicism is that practicing virtue helps us build emotional resilience. The Stoics believe that by focusing on what we can control and letting go of everything else, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. Imagine facing a setback, perhaps a personal failure or a loss. Instead of letting the setback define you, Stoicism teaches you to focus on your response. You can't control what happened, but you can control how you interpret it and what you do next. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the idea that external things outside of our control, should not disturb our inner peace. He saw every challenge as an opportunity to practice virtue. Can you do the same? Can you see adversity as a chance to strengthen your character and practice resilience? Now let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. Close your eyes if you're comfortable and take a deep breath in and slowly exhale. Picture a current challenge in your life. Maybe it's something small, a stressful situation at work or a difficult relationship, or maybe it's something larger like a significant life change. Now ask yourself, what's within my control? Focus on the actions and thoughts that are yours to manage. Then reflect on what's beyond your control. Let that go. Don't carry the weight of what you can't change. Now imagine how you can apply the 4 Stoic virtues to this challenge. What would wisdom guide you to do? How can you show courage in facing this situation? How might justice shape your actions toward others? And how can temperance help you maintain balance and self-control? Hold on to these reflections as you breathe in deeply and exhale slowly. As we come to the end of this journey through Stoic virtue, remember that virtue is not a distant ideal. It's something we can practice in our daily lives. By living according to virtue, we can find true fulfillment and peace, no matter what life brings. If you found value in today's discussion, please consider subscribing to Results Rebooted. Hit the like button if these Stoic teachings resonate with you, and feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. How do you plan to apply these principles in your life? Thank you for joining me on this journey. Remember, you have the power to cultivate inner peace through virtue.